Did you know the oldest living person lived to be 122? Her name was Jeanne Clement, and she was born in 1875 in Arles, France. Did you know sharks existed before trees? Did you know a sneeze travels out of your mouth at 100 miles per hour? Did you know Pikachu got its name from the Japanese word pika pika, which translates to sparkle, and choo choo, which means squeaking? I'm just glad they picked the name Pikachu and not Sparkle Mouse. This is episode 3 of Random Facts and Awesome Videos. Here we go.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys for the sound. Here comes the...
Welcome to episode 3. On today's episode, we're going to learn all about illusions. Then, we're going to learn about an extreme person who broke a world record from Australia. In animal facts, we're going to learn about a lizard with superpowers. Lastly, for the totally awesome fact of the day, we're going to go back to illusions and see how they're performed in a magic show. Stick around, because here we go. We all know about the 5 senses. If you were ever in kindergarten, you probably remember the song Eyes, Ears, Mouth, and Nose. But what happens when these senses are tricked? What does our brain do? What kinds of things could cause this? Well, my friends, an illusion can. What's an illusion? An illusion is something that seems to be, but isn't. And our brain isn't sure what to think. It's when our 5 senses become deceived. Here's a few examples of what I'm talking about. I bet you won't be able to figure these out at first glance.
Backwards chair. This chair appears as normal as a chair can be at first glance, but just wait until this man has a seat. It might feel surreal at first, but this chair is actually built in a warped and irregular way that makes it look like it is facing one way, but in fact, it is facing the other way. Nothing appears abnormal about this Rubik's Cube until you realize it is a 2-dimensional image. This illusion is created with a distorted perspective of an image that requires to be viewed at a specific vantage point to create the 3D effect.
These two tabletops look different sizes, but hold on, they're actually the same size. Amazing.
Following eyes. Here is a simple but very effective illusion that makes it look like these little guys are watching you. This is done by manipulating the way you see perspective and the brain's natural ability to pick out faces and patterns. The head is actually concave, and this sets up a contradiction in your brain to make it look like it's turning to follow you.
This illusion involves some pencils and this special sheet of plastic. Hold the plastic over the pencils and the ones at the back vanish. Turn it around and now the ones at the front disappear. And here they all are back again.
Motion illusions. These images are not animated, but they appear to be moving due to the cognitive effects of interacting color contrasts and shape positioning. If you're feeling skeptical, pause this video and watch as these images continue to wave, twist, and pulse.
When you spin Einstein in one direction, he looks the opposite way. And again. It's all very confusing. I see. Remarkable.
The dress. Whether you see black and blue or white and gold, this dress has caused debate and confusion. Though the dress is indeed black and blue, it has become a popular example of color constancy. Depending on individual perception, as well as current room lighting, the dress can be seen as either black and blue or white and gold. Yes, no. Artist Marcus Rates specializes in optical illusions with his mind-manipulating 3D creations. A prime example of his work is this sculpture of the word yes that can be read from one angle, but move to another angle and it morphs into the word no.
This shape looks circular in real life and square in the mirror, but turn it around and now it's square in real life and circular in the mirror. And here's an inside-out box. The back looks like it's at the front and the front looks like it's at the back. I see. Very sneaky.
I love learning about people who break world records. Some of these records, though, are pretty extreme and should never be attempted. For example, an Australian man by the name of Robbie Madison set the world record for the longest motorcycle jump. He jumped 346 feet. Madison hit the ramp at 165 kilometers per hour. Have a look. told you that there's a lizard out there that can change colors, look in every direction possible, stick to anything? Oh, did I forget to mention this lizard also hates iPhones? That was just a funny video. This lizard is called a chameleon, and the chameleon is truly fascinating. Have a look at how amazing it is.
The chameleon is one of nature's most curious reptiles. It's capable of changing color to camouflage, or to say, it can change its color to match that of its surroundings, so no predators can see it. Look, try to find it. The chameleon, like all reptiles, has a body that is completely covered in hard scales that protect him from its enemies. But they have a characteristic that makes them very special in comparison to other reptiles. Do you know which one it is? As you have discovered by looking at the images, chameleons' eyes are very special. They are cone-shaped, and in the center, they have a hole where the pupil peeks out. The cone shape allows them to easily rotate their eyes completely in any direction. They can also move each eye independently, and that is why they have a 360 view, which is to say they can see everything that is happening around them without moving their head. But everything good that they have in their sight is bad in their hearing. Why though? Why do you think that is? As you can see, they don't have any ears, and it's believed they are deaf. As we have already said, the fundamental characteristic a chameleon has is that it can change its skin color to adapt to its surroundings. However, the color change also depends on its emotional state. If they're angry, if they're scared, or in love. Another characteristic that surprises everyone is their way of hunting. Chameleons, like crocodile, snakes, and the majority of reptiles are carnivorous, which is why they need to hunt to survive. The chameleons hunt their prey with their tongues. Their tongue is very long and can be deployed very rapidly. Its tip is sticky, and when it touches its prey, it sticks to it, making it very easy to then eat them. Chameleons feed mainly on insects, although sometimes they can eat small mammals or birds. The truth is that chameleons are very extraordinary animals, don't you think?
For our awesome fact of the day, we're going to go back to illusions and see how they're performed in magic. Watch this magician perform some pretty crazy illusions and totally trick your brain. I can promise you, you won't be able to figure out how he does it. Behold the power of illusions! cannot figure out how he does it. Pretty amazing stuff. Well, that's our episode this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week, we're going to learn all about turtles. We'll see you next time.